Welcome back to another episode of the Jordan Davis Podcast. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We have a couple of news topics to talk about, some Star Wars news, some Disney news about what's going to happen with the Fox and Disney merger, what's going to happen with the Fox brand. So, a lot of things to talk about on this podcast. So, let's get right into it. So, I think I'm going to start off with the Star Wars news because a couple of exciting things happened last week that I think I want to talk about. So, Lucasfilm released a new Jedi book called The Secrets of the Jedi from Luke's perspective. And I thought that was very interesting of what was in there. It talked about all the Jedi from the prequels, the original trilogy, and some interesting stuff between the Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens, and specifically concerning Ben Solo. And I thought that was very interesting that you showed him as a Padawan. Now they had Luke saying his greatest failure was Ben Solo because he couldn't help him resist the darkness. But I thought it was really interesting that they showed Ben Solo because he was just a Padawan. I mean, he wasn't really a Jedi, and I thought it's very interesting the Ben Solo content that we are getting because him holding the legacy lightsaber given to him by his uncle Luke, I thought that was very cool to show that. And you never know, they might be planting the seeds of maybe Ben Solo in the Rise of Skywalker might just might wield the legacy lightsaber. He might have a Rey moment by igniting it and just being a big emotional moment towards the end of the movie fighting Palpatine, and I think that would just be fantastic if they're gonna go that way. If they're gonna have him either wield the legacy lightsaber or fly the Falcon, I think that would be a tremendous thing to do in the movie for not only Ben Solo fans, but I think that would be such a great arc because I remember in the deleted scenes of The Force Awakens, they showed Kylo Ren going into the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and I wish they kept it in the movie because I think it would have been a greater emotion showing just how much conflicted he is and how much it hurt him to actually kill his father because like he said in The Last Jedi, he never hated his father. It was a choice he had to make. Now, I'm not saying that that choice is going to make him irredeemable because he is redeemable. I've always said this, you can't have your come to Jesus moment in the first movie because there has to be something to be redeemed of because you have to do something that you regret and you have to make it up for that act that you did. That's the whole point of being redeemed and having redemption. So I wish they kept that scene in there because it would give him that emotion to his father. It would even be on his mind even more that he had so many great times being in that cockpit in the Millennium Falcon with his father, had so many great adventures, great times because all he wanted to do is be like his father and be a pilot and to fly the Millennium Falcon, just like his father. That's all he wanted to do. He really didn't want to be a Jedi. But once he went to Luke, all of that changed. And I think that would be a great full circle moment if he actually flies the Falcon in some way into battle, showing us just how awesome it would be for him to be flying the Falcon. That he is his father's son, and he is a Solo, so he is the best pilot in the galaxy. No offense, Poe, but we're talking about Han Solo's son and Darth Vader's grandson. I mean, let's be honest, you ain't gonna beat that. So, and going back to the whole Secrets of the Jedi book, I just think that Lucasfilm is just giving us crumbs. Now, I wish they gave us a lot more so we don't have to rely on these breadcrumbs to talk about something. But I think what they're doing is they're trying to tell us something without spoiling the movie, and you can still give out some information. They can do still their marketing without spoiling the movie. But I was very interested of the Ben Solo content they've been releasing slowly but surely. Um, so yeah, I thought that was very interesting. That's what caught my eye concerning that book. Now, the real big news came, I think it was yesterday. I saw it Sunday morning that John Williams' brother, I think Don Williams, said that they have wrote 135 minutes of music. Now, could that be meaning that's how long the movie is? Possible. That's very possible that that's how long the movie can be. If you think about it, that's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So it's something to think about. It really is. But I truly believe, I think it's going to be a bit longer because if you look at soundtracks, they're quite long because I think in the movie they kind of condense it. So I think this is just going to be for the soundtrack, that I think you're going to get like all the music from past Star Wars movies, from the Skywalker saga, Duel of the Fates, the Empire music, Leia's theme, Han's theme. Hey, we might get a couple of romantic themes as well they put into that soundtrack. But I don't necessarily think that this is what the runtime could be because I've been hearing it's a big script, that the Rise of Skywalker is pretty big in scale, so it could be as long as The Last Jedi, maybe even longer. We don't know. It could be a 3 hour movie. And I think The Rise of Skywalker deserves that, since you are really closing the story of 40 plus years of a family saga. So I would understand if it's past 3 hours, but to go off this music and saying, "Oh, it's going to be 135 minutes," that's how long the movie is going to be. We don't truly know that. It could be. I mean, we don't truly know until at least a couple of weeks before the movie comes out, and that's after all the mixing and the editing process and everything. We don't know. So, I mean, it's hard to judge, but I'm really excited that we're pretty much gonna get all the music that was in the saga and the Skywalker saga. We're gonna get it into this movie some way somehow, and I'm really excited to hear that music from John Williams, his last hurrah for making Star Wars music, and I think that's just gonna be wonderful. Now, are they gonna make a kind of romantic theme for Ray and Ben? Are they gonna remix Across the Stars? Because that's really a romantic theme song to beginning to end, which is just so beautiful. It really is. It really is a beautiful theme song. Now they might rework that for maybe Ben and Ray, or maybe they'll have their own romantic theme song. Maybe it's the Force. That's their theme music. That's their romantic theme music, because that's how it was in the Last Jedi when they did their hand touching thing, and it could just be the Force theme is their romantic song. So I'm just excited. Genuinely, excited for the Rise of Skywalker and everything that comes with it. But I am really interested to see how John Williams tells the Rise of Skywalker through the music. I'm really excited with that. So I think that's all I have to say about the Star Wars topics. Now, there was a couple articles that came out about what Disney was going to do about the Fox brand. And it really caught my attention because everybody was kind of freaking out. Oh my gosh, they're dropping all these potential movies that could come out and be great, and people don't want that. The audience don't want that. Now, there's a couple of reasons I believe why they're doing that. I think because of what Dark Phoenix was and how much of a flop it gave to Disney's stock. Because I believe Disney's stock went down about 4%. And even Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, even said, yeah, it was because of Dark Phoenix. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, he really put that movie under the bus. So yeah, I just think that I believe they're gonna keep the Fox brand alive. I believe when it comes to their more edgy, more independent movies, they're gonna keep that under Fox Searchlight. They're gonna keep the 20th Century Fox brand. And they're gonna do all of that. Now, a particular thing I heard a lot of people worrying about was about the Fox Marvel characters and specifically Deadpool. Now, this all comes from a quote from the director of Deadpool 2 saying he doesn't know what the direction of Deadpool is. He doesn't know which way they're going for Deadpool 3. It could be rated R, it could be PG-13, it could be anything. And that kind of got me thinking about what are Disney's actual plan for Deadpool because he's a pretty good, big character. He really is. He's an important character for a lot of people. And I understand because he's a great character. He was a great character in the comic, and a lot of people have really gotten to know Deadpool and is one of their favorite movie characters. So I can understand why people are worried that they might change Deadpool. But here's the thing. My opinion on it, I think since Kevin Feige is really taking care of all the Marvel characters, I think he's going to take care of Deadpool. He's going to know what to do. I have faith in that. And if it's rated R, if it's PG-13, I think a lot of people are going to like it. He's going to stay true to the character. If that's PG-13, I think he's going to make people like it. People are going to like whatever version Deadpool is in the MCU because Kevin Feige is doing it. He's creating the movie and he's going to make sure everyone likes it. Now, there could be a situation where everyone is happy for people that want that rated R Deadpool. They can have it in his solo movies. His solo movies can be rated R. It could be that extreme kind of Deadpool humor and violence and all of that. And when you come into the MCU and when you interact with Spider Man, when you interact with Doctor Strange, when you interact with Captain Marvel, it could be PG-13. And and he can still break the fourth wall. And a funny thing you can do, you can try to drop an F bomb and it gets beeped or it reminds him, oh wait, I can't say I can't say an F bomb in MCU. And he looks towards the camera. He could do something like that. I mean, there's plenty of things you can do with Deadpool and the MCU. So I just wouldn't worry about if it's rated R, if it's PG-13. I think it's just going to be a great movie whenever it does come out. I think Kevin Feige will do his absolute best to please the fans like he always does with every MCU movie. I really think it's just that simple. And it goes along with the X-Men movies. He is going to please the fans. And when it comes to the Fantastic Four movies, he is going to please the fans. I have no doubt in that. He knows what he's doing. I think we should have faith in Kevin Feige because he is the best movie producer going on today. Because I always say Kevin Feige is this generation of Stan Lee. He is having the impact on movies how Stan Lee had an impact on comics and comic books. He's having that kind of impact onto the movies, and he's changing Hollywood. Just like Stan Lee changed comics forever when he created Fantastic Four, when he created Spider-Man, when he created X-Men, Black Panther. He changed the comic book game. So I think we just need to settle down, relax, and see what Kevin Feige does. Because we might get an announcement at D23. We might get an announcement of what they're going to do with Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds might be at D23. We don't know. So I think we just need to stay cool and wait. That's the best thing we can do right now. So, yeah, I think we just need to, wait and see what Disney does. So that's the podcast for today. I want to thank everyone who listened to this episode today. And if you have any opinions, Any comments what I talked about today? Put it down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about all the Star Wars news. Of Is the Rise of Skywalker really 2 hours and 15 minutes? What do you think of Ben Solo having his Rey moment and igniting the Legacy lightsaber against Palpatine? And also, tell me what you think about the Disney and Fox merger. What are they gonna do with the Fox brand? What are they gonna do with Deadpool? What are they gonna do with Fantastic Four, X-Men? Are you worried? Are you okay with it? Just tell me in the comment section and I look forward to hearing from you. So until the next episode of the Jordan Davis podcast, I'll see you next time.